Welcome back to the lab. It's been a few days since I recorded. You guys should probably have just recently seen the prank video or semi-prank video. Spawn is very laggy for me, so I'm not going to be staying here long. I just had to get some resources together. I'm going to go to Digger. I've finally figured out all the code I needed for my mining machine. So we're going to go there now, obviously, and we're going to finish up this project. So this may be a very short episode. It may be a semi-long episode. I'm not sure. Ooh. We have a skelly in here. I'm going to need to light things up a little bit. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to completely redo this. Well, not completely, but I'm going to be redoing this a decent amount. I had some ideas on how to change the design that make things a lot better. One of them being that I'm going to be using a central control computer, which essentially just means that it'll be more reliable. So what I'm going to do here is my Pastebin will be in the description, and so you'll be able to see the code that I created. And I actually did come up with the code on my own. Oddly enough, I was able to figure it out myself. But let me place all these turtles down, and I can show you what I'm talking about here. So all these turtles, oh, I've got to change that too. These turtles, I want to have normal frames above the turtles. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. I don't want the turtles picking up anything from the frames. And these are wireless mining turtles. The turtles I was going to use before were normal mining turtles, and they were supposed to detect redstone. But that didn't work so well because for some reason the redstone signal was not going through the frames correctly. I'm not explaining myself well. Basically, there was tick lag on the frames or something like that was causing the redstone signal to not reach every single turtle. This is from my testing in my test world, but the turtles were not getting the signal correctly, and so half of them would break the mining wells at the same time that the other half would place them, which meant that the machine could never move forward because it was always clogged. Let's see, I can get rid of the skelly skull. So this will move the turtles forward, and what I'm going to do is, oh yes, this tesseract, Shortman made an item tesseract to take care of the processing instead of the ender chest. Apparently he was thinking that the tesseract would be able to handle the speed of item generation a little bit faster. So I need to actually increase the size of this platform a little bit, probably not too much, but I'll go ahead and make it fairly large. I'm going to try to explain what I'm doing as I do it, but I've been working on this project for a while now in my my test world. So I'm just eager to get it done. Let's see here. I have iron panels. Okay. Alright, so what we're going to have is a control computer, which I will sit here, like that. This control computer, I need to add, see, maybe I won't set it that far in. Let's, trying to think. This control computer, the code that I made, it will, I can just use a glass cover. Yeah, I'll just do that. I'll separate this stuff better later. It doesn't matter as long as it's separated. But the control computer is going to wait a set amount of time. I have 5 seconds for the time. It'll wait 5 seconds. It'll pulse this side, which will send that motor forward. Then it will wait until the frames have moved 0.8 seconds, and it'll pulse this side, which will send it back. So let me put cover here. And at the same time, that pulse will also send a signal to, let me see, how am I going to, I need more space on this, I think. No, I can do it this way. Okay, so yeah, the one I made in my test world is a little more space efficient, and I'm just trying to think, because where's my pulse formers? Because I don't feel like rebuilding the whole thing. So okay, here we go. Pulse formers. The pulse formers will make it so that the pulse is actually, never mind, I'll show you when it's ready. Now, where did my jacketed wire go? Did I lose that completely? I hope not. I needed that. I don't see it down here. I must have lost it. Oh, there it is. Okay. So, let's see. What am I trying to explain? I'm kind of all over the place today. Sorry about that. I just want to get this done. Okay, so the pulse formers will make it so that the two repeaters can pulse. I want to send a double pulse to the breakers and to the battery thing, just to make absolutely sure that things work correctly. So I'm going to put two repeaters here, like so. I'll put that on 1 and this one on like 3-ish or something like that. I need to add one more block here. This is going to be a very messy looking system, but it'll work. Glass cover needs to go underneath right here. Not that it matters, but I'm gonna put it there anyway just in case. And iron panel will have to go here. Where's my red alley wire? Here we go. Need to put this wire here, this here, that there. Oh no, wrong way. There and there, and break that. There we go. Okay, now I've got it. And this will be, this wire will just go along like this. Like I said, it's very, very messy. It's not, it really, the layout is nothing like what I've got in my test world, but I'm not going to be too picky this time. Okay, so what this will do is, I don't like it. I'll go like that. That should, yeah, that'll work. Okay. I'll need to make sure that these pulses go to the block breakers after the frames have already moved. So that's that. Let's see. I'm gonna put the program in all these turtles, and I will be right back. Alright, and we're back. Last one. Just have to tell it to start up. Alright, now that we've got that in place, I just have to add the program to the master control, and hopefully this will start working. Let's see here. There we go. Now let me try start up. No modem on left side. Right. I knew I was forgetting something. There it is. Alright, now if I say start up update, that should connect update complete. Alright, now if we look at each of these, it should also say update complete. I wrote into the control program and the turtle program, I wrote an automatic update script, or a very small automatic update function, which is based on another function I found. I can't remember who wrote it, but it's only 3 or 4 lines. It basically just overwrites the existing startup program with the new with the latest version of whatever you want to have downloaded. So, yep. And when there's no redstone signal in front of the computer, if every it'll wait 20 seconds. It'll print the message disabled waiting for signal, and then every 20 seconds it'll restart the loop. Yeah, so if I place this lever right here, come on, there we go. If I place the lever right here and I turn that on, it should very shortly, let's see here, let me turn on flight control. Very shortly it should send the break signal to all the turtles, which will break the mining wells, like so. Then it'll send a pulse out the right to the first frame motor, and a pulse out the back to the second frame motor. And then a pulse back to the turtles. But it appears that something is clogged. So let me turn that back off. What is not working? Okay, see, that should have moved forward, so something is stuck. Oh, there it goes. Oh boy. Oh, that's what happened. Okay. Well, that works out very well. That works out just fine. I needed to move everything forward anyway. But let me see here. Why? Alright, I'm gonna troubleshoot this real quick, and I will be right back. Alright, I think I've got it this time. The problem was that the turtles weren't in the right place and the mining wells weren't in the right place because I had moved the system forward one already, and because the mining wells aren't supposed to be attached to the frames, they had slid back to underneath of the spot where the turtles belong. So I went along and I took out that row of frames that was holding the turtle. Well, I took out the extras, and I added iron panels just to keep the turtles stuck to the frames but without the tubes going into them, because I don't want the turtles filling up with valuable resources. Now I am going to, after a certain point, I'm going to have to go through and clear out anything valuable in the turtles and just fill them with cobble. But right now I'm going to just let that let the mining process handle that. So let's turn this on and see what happens. Let's see, exit, start up. Oh. Right. As you can tell, I'm not really a Lua person, especially not computer craft, but I did figure out the thing. So after I have it set now so that as part of the programs that I wrote, or the scripts that I wrote for the turtles in the computer, they wait 20 seconds after initial startup before they do anything, just to make sure that the world has time to load or whatever, to prevent lag. Alright, so it worked. Let's see what happens. Now that didn't... Oh, I've got it. Okay. Forgot that part. But it is working. The problem is there's currently nowhere for anything to go. Now, another thing about the programs I wrote, as you can see, it the first and last thing it does is place the mining wells down. So that way it has time to clear the area before... I'm not explaining this well. Basically, it makes sure that everything is dug out before it moves forward again. So now if I place this... oh, I've got to get rid of that one panel there, which has stuff on top of it. Where is it? There it is. Okay, hopefully nothing dropped. I need to put this right there. And now everything can go get sorted. Now let me make sure that I didn't drop anything important. I need that panel. I do not need the cobble. Alright. Now I just have to place... flight control. Ick. I need that panel and the pulse former. Panel. What in the world? There. Pulse former. Alright, so this is now currently waiting to be turned on. But when we do turn it on, it's going to wait 20 seconds. Like I said, to allow the world to load. If you don't have a chunk loader on it, or it's in your single player world or whatever, to prevent lag and game crashes and stuff like that, you should have a delay before any major block ticks, so that the world has time to load and it doesn't work as hard. Now, what happened there? Why did it not move? Did I miss something again? Tick, tick. No, I didn't. Okay. Sometimes it misses a forward motion tick. Not sure why that is, but it most of the time it works fine. And I did the math. I tested it on my test server, or my test world, and it can clear an entire chunk in almost exactly 4.5 minutes. Let's see here. And now it is going to have some dropped items, entities, or whatever, but it's just cobble or dirt, depending on if you're doing it on the surface of a world. But what it does is it drops the first slot every time it gets ready to pick up the mining well, and then it picks it up, then it places it again. Now, why is it okay? So every once in a while it'll miss a chance to move forward. Now I can change the delay, and I might do that. I might change it to 6 or 7 seconds, but as you can see, it's getting to bedrock very quickly, and almost as soon as it does, it's ready to move forward. And then once it moves forward, which hopefully it actually does move forward this time. Yep, there we go. Once it does move forward, you get the next set. So there's that. We now have probably the fastest mining arrangement we can have, other than an actual red power frame quarry, and those cause a lot more lag than this will. This doesn't have, this is moving a lot less individual blocks at one time, and as you can see, it didn't actually move forward on that one. I'm not sure why it's not doing that, but I'm not too concerned, because it is doing what it needs to do. And as you can see, the batteries are being kept fully charged, or the bat boxes are being kept fully charged. The motors are being kept fully charged, and we're getting a ton of resources. Let's see here. I have to figure out where Shortman has these resources going to, so we can take a look at how fast this thing actually runs. But right now, what I want to do is get rid of this lever. Actually, I'm going to move the lever, because I do want to have a lever here. Now, as you can see, after I removed the lever, it still moved forward once. But it's not going to do it again, because now that it's past the move forward and place section of the program, it's going to sit there and wait. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a lever here and a wireless transmitter here, or no, receiver, wireless receiver. Put a wireless receiver here and a red alloy wire here. And that means that if we are at the mining machine, we can turn it on. But if we are not at the mining machine, we can turn it on with whatever frequency. Let's see here. I want to set mining platform and set the frequency to, let's see, 1101, why not? And frequency to mining platform. Set name. Alright, so now it's the frequency to turn this thing on is 1101. Now I don't have a chunk loader I can put on it right now, but the way to set it up with a chunk loader is just set a chicken chunks loader on pretty much anywhere and set it to long mode. You'll have to figure out, if you're doing this build or a similar build, you'll have to figure out, let's see, F3, we're looking at, looks like Z. So you'd put it on line Z mode or whatever, and what that will do is it'll if you set it to 2 chunk radius line Z, it will load the chunk before and the chunk after, so you will always have the entire machine fully loaded. But what I'm going to do now is 1101. I'm going to leave this turned off. I don't even have a spot loader, so I can't really do anything with that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the workshop. Battery in my inventory. Let me put that away. I do not need this battery. Alright, so I'm going to go back to the workshop. I'm going to hook up this this lever to turn the machine on and off remotely, and I think we'll call it an episode at that point. We'll come back and see what happens after. But now the workshop is very laggy. I don't get very good FPS at all anymore. We're starting to think it's the AE systems. Hopefully that's fixed in the 1.5 or 1.6 versions of the mod, but the closer I get to the auto crafter, the slower or the worse my FPS is. Like right now I'm at about 5 FPS, which is crazy. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this wireless transmitter, I'll put it in the corner here for now. Let me see, screwdriver right here, and lever. I will set this to mining platform and turn it on. And now let's go back to Digger and see what's happening. And if that worked correctly, in probably 10 to 20 seconds this should start moving again, unless the chunk didn't fully unload, and in that case it may actually move sooner. Let's see here. Nope, the chunk did unload, but in a few seconds it should start moving. So let's see if that worked. There. Broke. Pulse 1. Pulse 2. But the second pulse didn't. Oh, I see why. I get it. I know exactly what the problem is. Did you guys see that? Because I saw it. The frame motor that pushes the frame forward didn't have battery power until after the pulse ended, because every time it moves, it sits there just barely enough. Basically I need to give it more time before it sends the second pulse, telling it to actually move forward. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that on Pastebin, and then I can come back to this and I can run the update command, which is startup space update, and it'll automatically grab the new version off of Pastebin. So if anybody wants to use the programs, my Pastebin user account information, or my Pastebin profile link is in the description at the very bottom of this video. I'm going to be including it in the descriptions of all future videos as the default video description, but that should that'll show both programs. My profile has both programs on it. So I hope you enjoyed the episode. I'm gonna call it here, but Have a great day.